Hello, friends. Hello, Katya. Nice to meet you today.
Yeah,
Finally,
I'm very glad to see you too. Finally, we were planning this interview for so long. So
yeah, that's true. Finally, we could meet again. Today,
yeah.
I'm hosting Katya, and we are going to talk about her life in India and about relationships in Indian uh, families. So I'm sure it would be very interesting for many people. I see a lot of people are joining us. So we are going to start. And first of all, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? So that our listeners know you a little bit better.
Hello, guys. My name is Ekaterina, and I'm newly married to Indian citizen. And I moved to India, Delhi, not quite long ago. 6 months. Oh my God, I forgot. 6 months ago.
It's a good sign that you forgot how long you are living there.
Yeah. 6 months ago. So I am quite new to this country, so I'm trying to adjust the culture, adjust the living in India, adjust the weather, food, and etc. etc. etc.
Yes, and we are going to talk about it because it's very interesting to listen to the experience of someone who just moved to India and it's like everything is fresh, everything is new. So, first question I would like to ask you, the most popular, you probably heard it million of times, and how did you meet your husband? How did it happen? Can you please share your beautiful love story with us?
I can't call this like first sight love because we met quite long ago when we were students. I came to India for a couple of months as a student exchanging program, and I stayed in Delhi University where my husband was studying too. And it wasn't like we just got to know each other, add each other to the Facebook, and that's all. So we knew each other. Like there is Himanshu, there is Katerina. She's a exchanging student, and there is some guy. So that's all. And somewhere 4 years after that, we used to be friends in Facebook still for all these years, because actually Facebook is not that popular application and no one uses it in Russia. So once I entered in the Facebook and we started chatting, so he messaged me, and then it turned out that we kept chatting once, then twice, then thrice, then, and it started to like chats on everyday basis. So this is how our feelings started uh, to work on. So we started keep in touch every day. Then slightly we moved from Facebook. Facebook messages are not that comfortable, so we moved to WhatsApp and then another applications. And then it turns out that we found ourselves that we can't spend our day without chatting to each other. It might be long chats or it might be small chats, but we could connect every day. And that's how then we met again in India. I came to India, so we met again, and then we decided that let's try. I'm not I'm
Amazing.
not to be honest, I'm not the fan of the long distance relationship, and I never wanted them. But there were a scale. So on one side there is a person who I really fond of and who I really like, and maybe back then I was in love already. And then the fear of a long distance relationship on another side. So I had to make my choice, and I made it. So did he.
Yeah, I can imagine it's not easy. I think it won't be possible for me either, but I see a lot of girls who are waiting for their last for many years, and I'm really impressed. Yes.
Mm.
So with you, I think it wasn't that long.
Mm.
And I would like to ask you, did you ever think that you would be married to a foreigner?
No.
No.
If someone would ask me somewhere in 2017 that in 2022 you will move to India, I would say, oh no, you must be talking about some another person. I can't. No, no India, no. What India? There are cows walking there on the streets. there is a dirty country, people say. What's about India? Bollywood stars? No, no, no. I can't dance. I can't dance that much. And then life is
That's
so
why you did
enriched.
not into Indian culture before you met him. So you didn't know anything about India.
I knew only common things like Indian people know that Russia is cold, right? I knew that India is hot. Like foreigners think that the bears are walking on in Russia on the streets. I thought that the cows are walking on the streets. So, and I was right, by the way.
Yes, that's actually true.
And also, one of the funny question I asked my husband when we were started keep in touch. I asked him once in the through chat. I asked him, "Have you ever touched the elephant?" Because I've never touched. So, and I
Yes,
was thinking that,
not walking on the streets in Russia.
yeah, and I was thinking that every common Indian family have has to have a hathi, has to have an elephant at home.
Yeah, as a pet, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, I've been living in India for 6 months. I haven't seen hathi yet. I haven't seen the elephant yet in 6 months.
Yeah,
Still.
I think it's pretty rare. I saw only once. It was just walking with some man on the street when I was visiting India, and I was impressed. Oh, wow, I really wanted to touch it.
I haven't seen. I've never touched. Haven't seen and never touched though. But everything is in future, I believe.
Yes, of course. You will surely touch it one day.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to ask you, how fast did you understand that he is the one with whom you would like to spend your life with, and which qualities of your future husband at that time impressed you the most?
I think that from our first meeting, I realized that I want to give a chance to this relationship. That, of course, he charmed me, and I wasn't sure back then if it is love or not, but I think it was some kind of a um, love starting. I So when you keep in touch with a person daily, when you get to know what type of the person he or she is, so you keep learning each other, you keep knowing each other better, you keep learning the cultural things, cultural differences, cultural similarities. So it goes like a step by step. I can't say that there is a date like 19th of August 2021, for example, that I bang and I decided. No, I don't remember. I don't have the exact date, but yeah, with the time, I thought that yes, we can manage. That I can manage to adjust new culture, because when we were discussing our future, there were no option of him going to Russia. He said me from the very beginning that I won't be able to come to Russia. I won't be able to live in Russia because he has big family and he has big responsibilities, and so I will have to adjust. So I made this decision to move to. So
Yeah, so my next question, because of that, what you just said, how is your adaptation in India going on? And what was your actually first impression about India? Let's go back in times. Yeah, when you went to India for the first time, how did you like this country? Were you shocked or were you impressed, or what was your feeling at that time?
I was back then I was a student. I don't remember much about that, and it was my first time when I went to abroad. Of course, I was amazed. Uh, like later on, when I used to come to Delhi to my boyfriend, my fiance, of course, cultures are extremely different because Russia is most closer to European countries. India is Asia, and it's absolutely different thing. I was surprised starting from food and finishing the way people behave. And even now, socializing thing for me, it is the main thing which I need to learn. Because in Russia, people are quite straight about their thoughts, about their beliefs, about their wishes. In India, it's a little different, so you can't be straight. And if you be straight, people might think that you are rude, which quite often happens to me. And I always have to think twice before saying something, because if it's in Russia, it wouldn't be a big deal. In India, person may get offended, which I don't want to. So, and first, the first thing, it is temperatures, of course, temperature differences. Because I used to come in October or winters, October, November, December, January. So it's quite big temperature differences. So that was the main thing. It is very comfortable in India to live, which concerns of clothes. You don't need warm clothes at all.
But you need them in winter because it can be very cold, especially January, I think December as well. In Delhi, it can be very cold.
Yeah, but you don't need fur coat for that, right? You don't need fur boots. And when you go downstairs to buy a milk, it is enough to put on shoes. So to put on shoes and go downstairs. In Russia, you need to put pants, then shoes, then sweater, then one more sweater, then jacket, then twist your scarf around yourself, then hat, and then only after that you can go downstairs to buy milk. And then you come home and you forgot, I wanted to buy bread. But okay, no bread today.
Yes, exactly. But still, it can be very cold inside the house because they don't have heating system like we have in Russia. So at least we are safe inside.
It is cold, yes, in Delhi. Delhi is the north of the country. It is quite cold at home, but it's like bearable. The major problem for me personally, the major problem is that there is no hot water in taps, and taking shower in winters is quite difficult. So you need to warm water first. Washing hairs and all this girlish stuff, it is a little more difficult, because if for who doesn't know, in Russia, hot and cold water are available anytime from your taps. So there is two types of the taps. There is a hot water tap and there is a cold water tap. So you mix as much as temperature as you want to. So, and in India, it is not like that, and it's very extremely uncomfortable, and I'm still getting used to it. So, hot water, I miss water very much.
Yes, no, but probably not in summer. Yeah, it's much nicer to take a shower with really cold water, especially when I went in August this year. I couldn't even open the hot water at all because it was so hot. I just wanted to cool down a little bit.
There is a comment from Audrey about the geyser. So we have a geyser, but it is 25 liters only. In this timing, I can wash only my hairs. Maybe I take too much time in shower. So
Yeah, of course, I can imagine. Yeah, and if you have long hair, I don't know how to wash them because it won't be enough water. But is it difficult for you, what do you think, to adjust to India, to all these differences, or is it not so difficult? How would you?
in general, move from your homeland to any country. It might be India, it might be Germany, it might be France or something. Any country. It is big change in your life. You leave all your previous life behind, all your family members, your friends. It is always difficult. Just leaving them, it is already difficult. Then moving to another country and adjusting country, it is also not that easy. So I can't say that it's easy for me, but I can say that my family here in India helps me very much, and I'm very grateful for them. My parents, my brother, my sister, they do even more than everything they can, just to make me feel comfortable, just to make me just to help me in some things. It might be advices, it might be some help. uh, Only my brother, every day he goes downstairs to buy milk and then bread for me, because he knows that I don't drink coffee without milk. So that's every morning he wakes up and go downstairs, and I know that it's not that easy, and still he does it. He might not do it. Why should he? But he does it just to help me to adjust and to feel comfortable, which I'm very thankful to them, to be
Yeah,
honest. So
that's very important, I think.
so it is hard, but their love and care for me makes it easier.
Yeah. That's important to receive this support from the family, first of all, because you moved to India because of your husband, yes, and of course, it's his responsibility to take care of you to make you feel comfortable. And not everyone is ready to do that, because I see a lot of girls who have a lot of struggles in India. They don't get this support, and they have to adjust to everything. So it's very
Yeah,
important.
in this case, I'm extremely lucky, to be honest. And I really, to all my friends, I'm telling that if these guys wouldn't be in my life, I don't know would I be able to adjust or not. But like in general, I was preparing myself to some harder times, to be honest. So now I was thinking that summer will be harder for me, but summer passed and it was not that hard. Again, because I have AC in the house. So thanks
Yeah.
to husband, thanks to the family, and all this stuff. So I was preparing myself for worst, and I got like okay, like I'm fine. I have some troubles, but uh, not unbearable things. And I don't want to go back to Russia, to be honest.
That's the most important thing you said just now. And I see again a comment from Audrey, and she's saying that taking about the struggles, I do face the same about being straightforward. Here, people don't like that. So I faced a lot of issues, learned to just say acha, acha, that's all. How do you handle this problem?
Quite the same. I'm think several times before saying something, but still sometimes I might be harsh. I might be straightforward, and when I mm, don't want to be, or I don't see any issue about that because I'm saying that I don't like it. Please, so someone is giving me, and I say no, I don't want to, and it is already not that good. So if someone is suggesting you something, you can just take one piece then. But I don't want to, and people don't find it as a being rude. So that's why okay, thank you. Very tasty. Do you like it? Do you like nuts? No, I hate nuts, but I eat nuts because like else it would be rude. So for example, so but
Yeah,
there are a lot of things I should still learn about this and adjust because my close people sometimes struggle about that.
yeah, but sometimes Indians can pick on something which we wouldn't do. For example, I heard a lot of stories like some girl can look at you and say, "Oh, you got a pimple on your face." I think we wouldn't say something like that to someone that openly like, "Okay, you might get a pimple, but we will not talk about that." But I heard that for Indian, or okay, you became too fat, or why did you do look so thin? Are you unhealthy or something? This is you probably heard about this type of questions, or maybe you also received them sometime. But I find it a little bit too much. I think it's too personal.
Uh, Indian people are quite simple about body issues. About they can discuss any ache in the body or any differences in the body, like if the person gained weight or lost weight, or yeah, like pimples, scars, or anything. So they're just like that. So I don't think I don't I'm not trying to change them or explain them. I just keep living uh, because you can't change the whole country. You can't change the one of the ancient cultures in the world just like that because me, Ekaterina, came and now you all should start being in my way as I think, right? I can do it only at my house, and it wouldn't. I can do it, but I'm not saying that it will work out.
Yeah, I see the comment again from Audrey, sorry, and she says how she deals with it. Still, I'm very sarcastic. I would just reply, yeah, I might have missed the mirror this morning. I think it's a brilliant reply. Yeah.
I do another reply. I just say,
Take it, take it.
yeah.
Yeah. And I would like to ask you, what do you like the most about India now? Let's start with positive points. How do you feel about this country? Some really positive points which you can pick.
I feel at home. And there are a lot of positive things, and there are a lot of negative things. From positive things, I believe that I like the weather, all types of the weather. I like the nature. It is in some parts of India, it is quite similar to Russia. In some parts, are not. I love the fact only now, after several months, I guess, of living in India, I just realized that there are so many creatures around. I mean, different types of birds. Some lizards, some squirrels and chipmunks and everything, which you won't be able to find in Russia. In Russia, there is only two types of birds in the cities. So here, there are a lot. Uh, Food. I like people because people are simple. They are always happy to help. They are always smiling. They are always open-hearted. They are. It is easier, for example, to person. It is easier to live with these people because, for example, I go to downstairs and I want to buy some stuff, some everyday stuff, such as a bread, maybe, or some food, snacks, chips, doesn't matter, and I don't have 50 rupees alone. And then the salesman said, okay, you'll bring later, no issues. Can this happen in Russia or Europe countries? Don't think so.
Never.
So yeah, so again, as national people, Indian, Russian, any nationality has its pluses and its minuses. So for me, living with Indian people, it is easier. Sometimes.
Then
Sometimes there,
especially in Russia, for example.
just don't be straight. That's all.
Yes, that's for sure. And also, I think for Indians might be strange that Russian people they never smile. They're always very serious.
Oh yes, this
Did
is a
you hear
problem
about
my
it?
husband has with me. He has with me this huge problem. He doesn't mind when we're together with him only, so he understands that. But when we go to our parents' place and there's uncles and aunties and everyone, and their discussions are going on something they discuss about everyday living, and I don't smile. I sit like that. And then people, why don't you smile? Are you unhappy? Are you unhappy? Why not you smiling? I said, I just don't smile. Like, so what's the point to smile? People just discussing everyday living. So what to smile about? You have to smile. If you don't smile, it means you're unhappy.
Yeah,
So
that's true. They don't understand that Russians simply don't smile without a reason. Yes. We need to have a reason just to smile or stay happy. And in Russia, you know that if you just go outside and just smile, like people will think that you're crazy or something
mm.
wrong with him or her.
In Russia, remember that saying that if in Russia there is a saying that if you smile without reason, it means that you're a fool, because only fools smiles without reason. So Russian people smile when they really feel being happy, they when the joke was funny, or they're just really happy to see person. It is not the gesture of politeness, it is really emotions which are happy. So smiles are for those people who are really matters for us. If we're meeting some person in a business meeting somewhere, uh, don't remember smiling. We just being polite. We just say hello, how are you? But we don't smile and show our teeth. So we can smile just a little,
Yeah.
like this. This is gesture of polite, but not this.
Yeah, but I
People
think
don't see quite often.
when people really smile a lot, you also change because I have been living abroad in Europe for 17 years now, and I can say I go outside and I feel like smiling. I can't walk with just sad face all the time, and I see all people who pass by, they say me hello, they wish me okay, have a good day further, and of course I have to reply, and I can't be like that. So I have a feeling that I change a lot, and when I go to Russia, I also smile. I can't behave different.
And then people in Russia look at you and, is there something funny going on, or she's just
Yeah, of course. Maybe they think like that, but okay, for me it doesn't matter because I can't change myself now. I'm different. I don't know. I can't feel like
this
I
is fine. This is fine. I'm not saying that it is bad or it is wrong. I'm not saying that Russian not smiling culture thing is also good, is right or something. I'm just saying the differences that you were asking about struggles. So yeah, this is the struggle. For my cheeks getting numb from smiling.
Yeah, we will see how you will say in a few years. What will you say? Maybe in, I don't know, maybe in 1 year, in 2 years, three, maybe you will start keeping smiling all the time. Who knows? Because it's
And
in.
the way, if people see me not smiling, they think I'm sad. I'm not sad. I'm just being neutral. That's
Yeah,
like, I'm okay. When I'm sad, I cry. When I'm neutral, like that. When I'm happy, I'm smiling. So it is very easy. As
yeah, but not for them. I think they need to adjust to that fact that you are simply okay even without smile. Yes,
like
and
my family understands that, but a little distance relatives, I'm not sure that they know this cultural details differences. But okay, this is fine.
if you talk about some negative points, what you don't like in India, maybe something you can't adjust or can't accept that, or is there something like that?
Um, must be something, yes. Just doesn't come on my mind right now. Like India is really dirty. Whenever people say that India is dirty on the TV, and you think no, they might be overreacting, but it is dirty. Nothing can be done with this. In the everyday living, in the everyday comfortable life, for example, again that that hot water kills me. There is no hot water; it kills me. Um, Sometimes there is no some products which are available in Russia. Of course, if you go in Russian supermarket, there is a lot of varieties of meat, a lot of varieties of the milk, a lot of variety of the cheese, and a lot of stuff. Anything like fruits which are brought from abroad, local fruits, vegetables, and etc. 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 In India, there is not such a big variety of products. There are some products which you can make by yourself, such as cottage cheese, for example. But there are some products which you can't make by yourself. This is the difference. Mm,
But is there something what you really miss from Russia, for example?
I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss my cat. But I don't miss something like materialistic things which I can touch. I don't miss my parents' apartment. I don't miss my apartment. I don't miss my office. I miss people in the office, which I used to be friends with. Uh, I miss so I miss people only. I don't miss cultural differences. Sometimes I miss speaking Russian. Sometimes I miss my native language, and I miss books in Russian. For that, I watch movies in Russian. So when I like episodes or movies in Russian, then it helps. Mm, songs.
And what about Russian food? Is there something you really miss a lot?
Hmm?
What
Sorry?
what about Russian food? something what you can't get in India. For me, for example, I really miss good cheese and good bread. When I go to India, I can't find it anywhere.
I miss salmon fish. I miss a lot of varieties of sausages. These things, and I miss actually that the fact how you making it. In India, every food you start prepare from the very beginning. It is not like in Russia. You just bought frozen food, just boiled it, and then it's ready to eat. From within, in India, you should start with a making dough for that for that thing, for example, and then it takes a lot of time to cook. Or making sandwiches, for example, cut the sausage, bread, the cheese, and then here is a snack with a chai, with a tea. So in India, you need to prepare everything from the very, very beginning. So this thing I'm missing also. Sometimes not. So I can't say that because of that I want to go back to Russia. No.
Yeah, no, of course.
Something like some everyday living stuff. But again, thanks to my family, my apartment is very comfortable, so I don't have any issues. I have a washing machine, so I don't need to wash by my hands. I have an AC and I don't have an issue with the temperatures. So I have an internet Wi-Fi and I'm not being bored, and so things are fine. Anytime I want to go anywhere, so I'm free to go in whenever I want. So thanks to my husband and family is that. Don't know about other girls, but in my case, I'm quite comfortable. So this is maybe why I don't have the strong missing of some comfortable things in my previous home.
Yeah. So, do you feel comfortable just by going outside all by yourself? Or still you feel some discomfort, maybe because you get too much of attention in daily? I think it's all the foreigner girls get too much of attention. I don't know why. There are so many foreigners there, but still it is the case.
Recently, I went to meet with my friend mm, in Delhi. I went all alone by metro. So, and it was quite, the metro is quite similar to Moscow metro, so I didn't have any troubles. I didn't lost. I really went out on a right station and we met together. And then we were walking to the park. So if you go in a day and you come home when it is sunlight there, I don't feel any troubles. But yes, when we were walking and I was checking the time because it was getting 5 and I was thinking that it is 5, it's getting late, I need to go home before it will get dark, because I was feeling that for the first time, so my going out by myself, I should be more careful, and that I need to come home earlier. Plus, people suggest me not to use Uber when I'm alone. So we prefer to use car or metro where a lot of people. About people staring at me, I was in a metro, so I didn't feel anyone staring at me. So no one was asking for photos or something. So I didn't feel that. But I wasn't putting much attention on that. Plus, I didn't feel much people staring. But yeah, in the park, there were a couple of people who stopped us, who wanted to make a selfie with us, and it turns out that they speak Russian, and they know some Russian words or even some Russian statements, so they were interested to talk with us. So that happened. So it's like quite a medium thing. Like it is not that bad, but it does exist. So like that.
That's true. And can you please tell us about your Indian wedding? Did you have a big fat Indian wedding with like 1,000 guests, which is 3 days, and or did you have some shorter ceremony? Because I know for some girls it's too difficult to tolerate to wear all these heavy dresses, and they say that they would be much more happy if it would be something short with the minimum people. How it was in your case?
In my case, it was a traditional Indian wedding, but the number of guests was short. We had approximately, I don't know how much, because those days I was absolutely shocked and I didn't get what was going on. So all the duties took my, how to say, family-in-law, like my brother, sister, parents-in-law. So my husband, they took it everything on their shoulders. So we had somewhere 200 somewhere guests, approximately, only close people. And we had 2 days of the wedding. It was traditional Hindu wedding. And first day it was engagement and roka. Second day we had haldi, and we had the main day, like wedding day. So yes, I had that extremely heavy bridal lehenga. So and so it was nice day. It's great memories. And now we have our photo album, which we love very much, and we keep watching it. And those photos where the people are smiling and dancing like anything makes us believe that we did everything right. Of course, of course, the wedding cost a lot of money. That's true, which you're spending for only 2 days. But when you see happy faces, how people dancing, how they're smiling, how parents are happy. My parents and my parents-in-law were happy, so it was all that. I
So
believe.
your family could come to India to attend your wedding.
Hmm?
Did your parents could come to India to attend your wedding?
To what country to attend the wedding?
No. I was asking if your family could come to India.
Yeah. It was again. It was a huge problem because I bought them tickets in one company. Then this company stopped flying. Then I bought them tickets in another company. That company again stopped flying. So we bought them tickets thrice, 2 ways, back and forth. So in total, it was how much? 3, 6, 12, 24 tickets for 3 people.
Yeah, but luckily they could come in the end, yeah, because I know all these problems and what is happening, yeah.
It was that time when all those situations in the world has started, and it was the toughest time for flights and everything. But we could manage, and my parents and my sister um took part in the wedding, which I was very happy because I didn't want to be alone. So they came to support me, and I was very happy about that.
How
Actually,
are your relations, yeah, with your parents-in-law? You already mentioned that they're helping you a lot, so I suppose they accepted the choice of their son really good. And what about your family? What was actually their reaction when you told them that you are going to marry someone from India and you will be living somewhere like very far away from them? How did they react?
initially, they were surprised and shocked, of course, and it took them time to adjust the information, to adjust the situation. But they never said me like, "You're not going. We forbid you. Choose between us or him or something." Never happened. Mom, mom adjusted a little faster than dad.
Yeah, moms are softer always and more understanding.
She started watching YouTube channels, Russian girls who has YouTube channels about living in India, and she started to watch, and then she adjusted. India is not that bad. It is not that common common news and stories about India. So that India has also a different side of it, also a good side. So then dad also agreed, and things were fine. And now they very love their son-in-law. I don't even know who love them more now. Sometimes I feel that we switched parents because my parents support him only, his parents support me only. So,
That's perfect.
yeah, so sometimes I feel like that, and they call him son. House. So whenever we talk, Mama is asking how is my son been doing. Don't eat his head much. Don't drink his blood much. Has to become. You should support him. So all these things happening to me. So yeah. So
Yes,
adjusting took time, but at the end, it is fine now, and we are happy, and parents are happy.
you are actually very lucky because you probably heard a lot of stories when parents-in-law didn't accept a foreigner bride. Yeah, they were not happy and they caused a lot of problems. And I think it's very important that parents are progressive people in thinking, at least.
We were preparing ourselves that there might be some issues with the parents, but then surprisingly it never happened. Of course there were some tensed discussions, but uh, in general it was fine. At the end things were fine, and it was a tough time when there were COVID time, and parents of my husband, they suggested to make a video call because we couldn't meet like family to family in life. So they suggested a video call with my parents, so to talk, to get to know each other. We did it, and it was very right decision, to be honest, because after that call, my parents, I don't know about my parents-in-law, but my parents started feeling way more calmer because they saw people, that there is a real people, there is a good people, that they are not like from movie or something. So my parents started feeling absolutely calm and happy that the marriage is happening and things are fine, and starting feeling calm because they knew that the family is good.
Yeah, of course. That's the most important fact because
Mhm.
they probably know what can happen, and somehow India is shown as a very difficult country to live in, and of course there are so many stories when the girl was not accepted and there was a lot of trouble, or guys simply leave them because they couldn't go against their families. Yeah, so there are a lot of stories like that. So indeed, it was important
I
to.
do.
Yes.
In my case, I do really believe that my husband, he knew from the very beginning when we started to be together if I will be able to adjust, if his family will be able to adjust. Because I think if he wouldn't be sure, he wouldn't let this relationship go on. So I think that he knew from the very beginning that things should be fine at the end. There might be some issues, but things will be fine. So he was right,
Yeah, I
as
think
usual.
it's fair. If you are sure, but then you can proceed. But if you are not sure, and then you can't go against your family, then you leave the girl with broken heart, and it's not
Mhm.
nice indeed.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
it isn't nice, especially for girl.
yes, of course. And there are so many stories like that, especially when the guy studied, for example, in Russia, and they're together for 6, 7 years, and then he goes back to India and say, "Okay, sorry, dear, but my parents don't accept the fact that I love you, and we can't be together anymore." So it's even more hard because in
It is
6 years,
also depends from the boy, because Indian people, I know that they are very respectful to their elders, and they follow everything they say, which from one side it is a good thing to listen your parents, to respect your parents, and but from another side, living your life as your parents say only, it is also not that wise. In For example, in my case, my grandmother was very unhappy, and she used to cry a lot, and she didn't ask me not to get married, but she was very unhappy me getting married to Indian and moving. And when I told her, she was crying, but at the end she told me that I'm not going to say you not to go, because I lived my life as I wanted, with who I wanted, how I wanted, and how I was thinking, right? You live your life, I will support you. Yes, I'm not going to hide that I'm not happy with your choice, but it is your life. If you love the person, if you find the person good, so go on, go do that. And in India, parents are not like that. Parents say that you should do things only the way I say. But sometimes parents might get older, they don't know some modern things or some modern views and everything. So I do believe in this case, boys should see by themselves
Yeah.
if the relationship, if the relationship is good and they are worth of fighting. Because fighting, it's a main thing. If you want to live your life how the way you want.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I believe, but somehow not everyone can really go against the family. They're, as you said, they're very attached to the families, and it's kind of difficult to hurt their parents. Okay, how will I go against their will if they already found someone for them and they think that it's right choice? I would be happy with this girl, but it's not always the case, actually, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is not. I'm just saying that people shouldn't afraid of fighting for your love if they if it's real love and that they believe the person is good. So people should fight because without fighting there is no happiness.
Yeah, that's true. And if we talk about if you could find some friends in India, because I think it's very important to have your own circle. You don't have your close friends anymore whom you left in Russia. Could you find some people whom you can call friends? There, do you prefer to communicate with locals, or maybe you found some Russian friends because there are a lot of Russians in Delhi, especially. So how it is?
Actually, I left my friends in Russia, but it doesn't mean that we're not friends anymore. So we
Yes,
keep in
what
touch.
I understand, but you can't meet physically. I mean, that of course you can communicate, you can call each other, but I mean, someone with whom you can go out, for example. I think this is our Russian tradition. We like to go out just for a cup of tea or invite someone to your home. Okay, that you can't invite your friends anymore. So, do you have someone like this in India
Um,
now?
First of all, I have my husband's friends are very nice people. So my husband's close people circle is absolutely good, and they're the boys' wives. I love them all. They're really great girls with that kind of what I like about Indian people again. They are not, uh, in my case, these girls are not jealous. They are honestly happy for you. So if in Russia there is a girl that I buy, for example, some kind of a dress, and she looks at me and saying, "This bitch buy this dress. I wanted this dress. I wish this dress would be bad looking on her. I wish her would be fat and this dress wouldn't fit her." This is how Russian person thinks. Indian girl would, in the same situation, she would be happy for you that you bought this dress. It looks good on you. This color suits you. This is absolutely good. I'm ready to help you with everything. So in my case, I met only those people. So when I being friends with my husband's friends' wives, and I'm pretty happy about that. Plus, I don't have much friends in Delhi. So we met once with Alina. Remember we had a online?
Yes, I saw your picture. Yeah, I was very
Yeah.
happy to see you together. Yes,
So yeah, and tomorrow actually we have plans to meet again in Delhi.
that's great. I'm happy to hear that.
So yeah, so see, your interviews make people closer to each other.
Yeah, that's actually my aim, really, because I think it's nice. It's very important to have someone close when you live abroad. Of course, when you just move abroad, let's say that you are missing your friends, you are missing your family a lot, and it's nice to have someone, and especially if it's someone from the same country, for example, then it's kind of you feel not so lonely anymore. That's what I believe.
In our with Alina case, it is very good to discuss Indian changing of our life through the way of living in Ukraine, in Russia, like Slovenian people, like to see how the families are in India and what's the difference between Ukraine and Russia. Has quite similar ways of view, habits, food, and everything. So we are like a brotherhood to each other.
Yes, of
So,
course.
and then we see our families in India. So this is kind of a things to discuss. That yeah, this is happens in my family, and this is happens in my family. So it is not like a it is not a negative way, not in a gossiping way, but we kind of a learning. So in my family it is fine. Is it fine in your family? No, in my family it's not fine. Then like so we learn from each
Yes.
other how to look at the Indian culture. So
Yes, of course. I think it's important to learn from each other because you are new there, and if you have someone who already lived in India for some time, of course they can share their experience, and it's important to know some things which you might not know, or maybe they don't know something, because you
yeah.
all always learn from each other.
Plus, I have a friend. He's Indian, but he used to graduate from medical university, so he's a doctor. So he helped us a lot on our wedding because he speaks Russian and he was a translator to my parents. Thanks to him, all our communication of my family to my husband's family to my parents-in-law happened. So I'm absolutely grateful to him because if we were even discussing after wedding with parents that if he wouldn't be there, I don't know how we would be done, how we will manage. So not many people in India have, but all of them are great, and I'm happy to have them.
Yes, that's important. And I think not so many, like, I don't know, for you, you said that you have very good relation with some Indian girls, but I hear opposite things from Russian girls, especially that it's very difficult for them to make friendship with the Indian women because of differences in mentality, because they are not interested in the same things what we are interested in, and they can't make friends among Indian girls. I find it a little bit strange because I met different Indian girls, so some of them are very interesting people. You have a lot of things to discuss. You can't say that they're all the same, but somehow they prefer to communicate mainly with Russians, but not with Indians. That's what I see among Russians who are living in India.
Girls all different. Some girl finds very interesting to gossiping about people. Another girl likes fashion and checks what is the latest clothes in Mango or Zara or somewhere. Third girl has a hobby of painting and she's fond of that. Third girl being a doctor and she very interested in like international relationship around the world. So
Yeah.
all Russian girls different, all Indian girls are different, and their interests are also different. Maybe it happens because they didn't find the girls who will matching their interest only because of that. But I can't say that all Indian girls are silly or not interested in global things. They are only thinking about fashion and cosmetics. No.
Of course, that's I think the same because I met so many wonderful, intelligent girls here. I mean, Indian girls, but they explain me you're living abroad, you're not in India. So Indian girls abroad they're totally different than Indian girls in India. But I don't believe that people change so much that they behave differently in India, for example.
Uh, for example, my sister-in-law, she can discuss any theme, so she can talk about anything. She can talk about Hollywood stars. Discuss global issues in the world, and it is absolutely fine. And we can discuss. We can listen my Russian songs with her, which I like. We can listen her songs in Hindi or Punjabi songs. She likes. I believe it's Punjabi. Yes. So all that. So I don't have any problems, and the girls are open for your interests. So if you suggest some discussion which you like, so or said suggesting something, whatever is important for you, they are always ready to support. And even if they don't know something about it, so they ask you, and what's it? So tell me from the very beginning. Okay, this happened, and then oh, okay. So they are interested. They are open for new things in the world. It's not like I'm interested in only in lipsticks and I'm talking only about lipsticks. That's all. No, again, I'm talking about my case, about my close people. Maybe I'm that much lucky that my family is absolutely good and the friends are absolutely good. Must be very lucky.
Possible, yes. No, but this the best thing that you found the right circle and you are interested with them and you share the same interests maybe. Because if it would be someone who doesn't know anything, I don't think you would feel comfortable or to talk only about Bollywood movies or Hollywood movies or just to listen only Indian music and the person is not interested in anything else. That would be a little bit difficult, I think.
Yeah, of course it would be. Of course it would be difficult, and sometimes it is difficult. But in general, I find fine. Maybe because of that, I don't miss much Russia because I'm feeling quite comfortable here with the people around me. Maybe because of that. In perfect way, I would just move my family and my friends to India, and then life would be perfect.
Yes, that would be the best thing. Yes, but I think for elder people, it might be a little bit more difficult to just in India, for example, if your parents had to come there.
Yeah, parents, yes. Papa,
Yes.
Papa especially. Papa especially will be troubled because India is quite a veg country, so and he needs different types of meat. So for him, it would be problematic about the food.
Yeah, food is also important.
Mm.
And what about realizing yourself professionally? Are you planning to work in future? And what do you think? Is it difficult to find for a foreigner a job in India? I know that it's not possible to work until you get
OCI
CY
card.
card, I think. Yes, for 2 years, I think it's not possible to work legally. But are you planning to work in future?
Yes, I'm planning to work. Actually, there is a huge. I have a long way till I get my OCI card. For now, but
Yeah.
yes, I'm planning to work. I'm. I always can give classes of Russian language in some schools, maybe, or university, or some Russian literature classes. That would be easy for me because I have a linguistic education. So this is an option for me, which I was seriously considering after getting OCI card. So maybe this, maybe something else. For now, I'm more focused on adjusting the country, adjusting the life in India. But I do really wanna have a job because I used to work all my life, and now it is a little um, surprising for me that I can wake up anytime I want in the morning. And
Yes, I know. It's indeed a very strange feeling.
and not to go to office and then do whatever you want anytime you want, and you don't need, and you are not in the hurry. It is at the same, at one part it is absolutely good feeling, from another part you a little shivering and worrying that what to do then. So of course I will have to work for myself. It is not like I need money or someone is making me to work or something, but for myself in my ways of life as I used to be. So I will do that.
Yeah, I think it's important. First of all, to do something what you really like, what gives you some satisfaction. I think for especially for women, it's very important.
Mm. Yes,
It's
yes.
not for money, but something that you always learn something new. You meet new people, and especially you can always teach. I think it's the best job now. You can work remotely, and it's a very popular thing nowadays, especially if you
After
are a teacher. Yeah.
learning Hindi, I will be able to give also Hindi classes.
Yeah. But what about your Hindi? Are you learning each other's languages? Yeah. Can your husband understand a little bit Russian and can you speak Hindi already?
I I'm learning Hindi. I have to learn it because I believe that whenever you move to some country, you should speak the country's language, and you shouldn't ask people speak English because you haven't learned Hindi. It is wrong. So for that, for my parents-in-law also, because they speak English, but not that good. So we have some language barrier. I do try to learn it, but it doesn't go as fast as I was expecting. It takes quite time. Plus, sometimes I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I don't put much time into Hindi and I focus more on other things. Sometimes it might be important things. Sometimes it might be just a movie or something. So, but yes, I will learn it. And as soon as I learn it, as easier my life and my family life will be. Because even like I have a maid, so even talking to maid, it is sometimes it is troublesome. I can say some easy words like, "Hi, how are you?" Like, wash this, take this, cook this. I can understand timing, like with what time, who is coming, what some basic things. Or I understand when people talk around me. I understand the topic of talking. People discussing what to have for breakfast, or people are planning to go shopping. I don't understand who is going exactly to go shopping for what, or something. But I understand like in general.
Yeah.
So
So are you learning Hindi by yourself or with a teacher?
I'm first of all, I'm being in that environment of Hindi speaking people, and it's always when around Hindi around you all the time. It helps very much. Plus, I have online courses which I am taking also. So I bought online courses. The name of courses is Hindi for Indian wives. So it is only about living in India, like living life. It's not something difficult grammatics or difficult words. It is just basic everyday living life when you go to a store to tell what you buy, to tell what do you want to cook, all these basic things. So I'm learning it now. So I hope like in one year, in 2 years, I hope I will speak fluently.
That would be perfect. And what about your husband? Is he interested in learning some Russian or because I see most of the husbands they say no, we don't have time for that. We don't want to really learn it.
Yes. My husband is also the same. He doesn't require it that much. So he can say when he talks to my mom, for example, he can say her привет, мама, как дела, мама, я люблю тебя, мама, something like that. He can say when
That's
mama
the most important.
when my mom replies her, like him replies him, then he said, what did she say? So he knows only like some word like voda, like
Yeah.
some food maybe, like хорошо, плохо, this basic, just basic words.
Yeah, somehow, okay, if you live longer with someone, of course, he will hear Russian as well, because when you're calling home, because that's how my husband learned Russian. He was listening to my mother when she was coming here, and we were speaking Russian only, or when I coach you, and now we are at the point that he can understand everything, and I can't have any secrets, nothing. So whatever I say, he understands. Yeah, so, but it of course, it took some time. But I think there should be maybe interest as well that that person is curious what my wife is talking about. I should understand at least little bit.
For now, I can have secrets with my mother, but don't know for how long.
Yeah, maybe not for so long. You never know.
Yeah.
Yes. And one question I would like to ask you, because both of you are from totally different culture, totally different religion, totally different upbringing. And was there something what was difficult to adjust maybe or to understand, or everything went smoothly for both of you?
Only those things which I have already mentioned. So for me, it is the biggest problem is socializing thing, being sometimes too straight, and people find it as a rudeness, which I'm not trying to be rude, but people find me being rude.
Yeah.
Some socializing things such as a smiling, because for some people it means that person is happy. For me, it means that I'm just like, okay, so I don't smile on daily basis, and I will never ever smile if I'm just feeling bad. So like a faking. So some people, you know, that if you have some problems in your heart, in your soul, or you're upset, but you
Yeah.
try to smile in front of people to make them believe that things are fine, like pretending. So this I can't do. I was trying, but I haven't succeeded in it yet. I don't know. Maybe I will succeed later on. Um, so socializing is the biggest thing for now to adjust and to actually learn how to behave and to make people feel good around me. So
Yeah.
so for my husband, I don't know. You should ask him.
Yeah.
He
Maybe I should invite him as well next time. And we can have a lovely conversation.
But I'm pretty sure that he would say something the same, that about this socializing thing is also a problem, because food is not a problem. Living in the house together is also not a problem. Sometimes I need to also how to cook Indian food, because my husband is a fan of Indian food, and he likes those rotis, chapatis, paratas, and all the stuff which I can't, not like I can't cook. It's very troublesome for me to cook, especially that dough part, to make a dough, right dough for everything, because roti needs one dough, paratha needs another dough. So this is problematic for him. And sometimes whenever I cook like soup, chicken soup, I love chicken soup. It is basic cuisine in Russia, everyday eating. We eat chicken soup if we have some bad stomach. We eat chicken soup if we are feeling cold. So for him, it is tasteless. So
Yeah, that's the main problem. Yeah, because Russian food is very dull for Indians and they find it like it's tasteless. Yes, indeed. Okay, if you put a lot of spices, yeah, maybe it would be better.
yeah, so this thing is how what the problem is what to feed my husband.
Not what to feed you, but what to feed your husband.
Yeah, that's the problem for him, I guess, but for me too. So this thing is problematic. The rest, I don't know. Maybe something else, but it is not that major, not that important, and I believe that everything can be solved.
Yeah, and if we talk about Indian men, what are the main differences could you pick? Like, what make them different from others? Like, if you compare Russian and Indians, what are the main differences?
Hmm,
Of course, you can't say about all Indian men, I understand, but at least your experience.
I believe that Indian men are more gentle people, and they don't hesitate to show sometimes maybe their feelings to you in front of, like, feelings to you, not in front of people, because showing you feelings in front of people is a bad thing. But they are not afraid to tell you that he loves you right in your eyes, and without thinking that what she will think. She will find me weak. She will find that I'm telling her such intimate things. So what? So she will find I should be a man. I should be strong. So in this way, Indian men, I think, more gentle,
Mhm.
and they take more care, because Russian boys, they are okay. You go into supermarket, okay, go. You will bring by yourself. You will manage by yourself. Indian boy will never let you go alone by yourself, and it's not because I'm foreigner. It is just they care about girls much. I've been to the hospital, so there is no girl who is alone in the hospital. There is a mother with a son, there is a sister with her brother, there is a wife with her husband, so they don't go alone. So they always support, and it is very important thing also. Indian people, as I said, not afraid to hide their feelings. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Yes.
So, in
Yes,
case
people, I would say they
to
don't even hide their tears. They can cry in front of a woman. So it's a normal thing. I think in Russia, men would never do that because you might think, oh, he's so weak, why he's crying in front of me.
crying, I haven't seen, but yeah, but I do believe that Indian men are not afraid to show their feelings in case that they would look weak. So there is no such fear. Um, Sometimes I believe that they are over telling things, like over complimenting. Like he haven't seen a girl, he just spoke her several messages, and he already telling her that he's in love. This is too much. This I find too much, and this I find wrong. And no Russian girl would ever believe that the person is keep in touch for 2 days and he already fell in love. So and even he knows that he's not in love. So why he's doing that? Just to woo the girl, and the girl understands everything. So this is I find too much. So you should be like should I always about that being yourself is the best solution for such things.
And I see one question. I will just ask you because there are a lot of messages, so I might miss something. I'm sorry, but I see a question. Do you miss socializing with female friends? Because when I was in India, women don't socialize as much as I was used to.
Socializing with the friends, I still socializing with them. I socialize with them through calls, through WhatsApp, through the Telegram, and all those messengers. So I don't feel that. So I'm
Without
fine.
problem.
Plus, I have friends who I'm satisfied of socializing. So in my case, it is not like that.
Okay, something else you would like to add about Indian men differences? Any differences? Yes, I completely agree with you about this point that they're too fast in saying about their feelings, and it sounds sometimes very funny. Even they might not see you ever on the like not even picture, but they can say, "Okay, I love you." And sometimes I got an impression that they don't really understand the difference between friendship and between love and friendship. For them, it's like the same. Like I like you, or I love you. It's kind of the same thing.
So
That's
would
what.
it be maybe we put more sense in that phrase "I love you"? Like I put more sense in the word "I love you." For them, it is "I love you" and "How are you?" It is quite the same. Meaning for me, it is different. So maybe because of that.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So and Indian men are also very connected to their family, to like to all. I'm not saying to their elders. I'm saying to the whole family, to uncles, to brothers, to cousins, and they keep in touch with everyone. So in Russia, it is not like that. So in Russia, men can call their mother once in a month, and they feel it is fine, absolutely. So here it is not like that. So they keep calling, they keep talking, they keep in touch, even if they live in different cities. So this is also it is also important. Actually, how man treats his mother, it shows how he will treat his wife after all, I believe.
But they see they get from the, and it's also very important how father and mother treat each other because it's example for the child when they grow they see how for example a father was treating mother with a lot of love and respect and then some people treat his wife in the same way but if father was I don't know, beating the mother or was really like abuser or something, then it's very possible that he will behave the same way with his wife. And it actually happens a lot in India, unfortunately. That's
Yeah,
what
so
I
I believe the same that it's very important. It's not important for India, Russia. It's important for every country actually.
yeah, of course, yes.
So whenever you're planning to get married, is it he's foreigner or he's just belongs to the same nation as you? You always should see at the man how he treats his mother and how his relationship in the family all look like.
Yeah, that's very important. And let me ask you again a little bit in more details about Indian food. You were already mentioning that it's difficult to keep your husband happy because he's a big fan of Indian food. But did he try Russian food? Did he like something like in Russian cuisine? And what is your favorite Indian food? What do you prefer to eat, and what do you mainly cook at home? Because I know that Indians, they're very patriotic about their food. They don't even want to try anything new, but of course, not everyone is like that. But most of them, let's say, are like this. So, how is it in your family?
So my husband, when he came to Russia, so he tried some traditional food. So he ate salmon fish. He liked very much salmon fish, which is baked in the oven. So he loved me. He loved it. Um, my mom made for him chicken, made of chicken. So he also liked it. Um, what what else? So we tried sushi. So in Moscow there is a lot of sushi, right? Sushi he couldn't eat. Pizza he also didn't like much. Those delivery, home delivery things. But he liked homemade food. He likes. I make a lot of salads, so he likes the all types of the salads I make. Thank God. So, hmm, Papa made plov. So it is I will explain to the people who keep watching us. Plov is rice which is made with meat. It might be chicken, it might be lamb, it might be mixed lamb and chicken, and it takes a lot of time to cook, but it's actually very delicious, and it's something similar as a biryani is, but it has less spices in it. So he loved it too. So homemade food, Russian, he liked. Which are food which were in delivery, he didn't like much. In my case, I like all types. I like paneer, so I like paneer curry, shaya paneer or anything. Food with paneer is absolutely good for me. Again, I like chicken curry. I like paratas. I like bhindi. So we eat it quite often, and it's very healthy. So I don't mind eating it in everyday basis. Bhindi actually is not available in Russia, so it was something new for me.
Yes.
So yeah. So what? So the basic here I we eat a lot of aloo quite often. Not a lot, but quite often we eat aloo. So sometimes we fry it, sometimes, and I'm trying to make salads. I like momos, so I don't have any issues with the Indian food. I like it very much.
So, your husband's family, they're not vegetarian?
No.
No. So, it might be easier for you because most of Indian families are vegetarian families and they don't even allow to cook anything at home.
No, we're not like that. Of course, we don't eat chicken every day, but once in a while, this is fine for us. So, but like I miss seafood from Russia. So, like there is no fish, like salty fish. Of course, I can do it by myself, but this is a problem. Well,
And what about caviar? Did your husband try caviar? Because I know most of Indians, they don't like it at all. They cannot understand what it is, eggs of fish, how you can eat it.
He tried, yes, he tried. He ate it, so he beat. So how we do that? We put white bread, then butter, and then a caviar. It's kind of a sandwich. So he beat it once, and then, and that's all. Thanks. Thank
No.
you. It was nice to try it. Keep these 3 cans for yourself. Cans of caviar which you brought for yourself.
I would duplicate. I would duplicate.
No.
Yeah.
So for some time here in India, I had very luxurious breakfast. I used to eat caviar in the morning every day. Else they will get expired. So I had to.
Yes, all for you. Yeah, no, there are some things which I notice foreigners don't like at all about Russian cuisine. Some particular dishes, especially, they can't understand this type of like we eat dry fish like we call it wobla. They don't understand what it is. How can you eat this dry fish or
This is because Indian people, it goes from the culture, it goes from the climate. Because in hot climate, meat get expired and get rotten very fast. So for Indian people, they need to cook meat, they need to fry it, they need to boil it, they need to do something with it because they can't leave it just like that. The same as goes with the fish. So that's why they don't have salty fish. They need to be cooked. For Indian people, mentally, it is uncooked. This type of like salty fish, it is uncooked, so I can't eat uncooked food. So in this case I understand Indian people because it's again goes through the culture. And we can make salty fish, we don't cook it, right? We just put it into the salt, it stays in the salt for a couple of days, and then we eat it. It's actually flesh.
yeah,
The
that's true.
same, like the same as some sausages are also like that, in also in salt. So we don't see anything. It's again about our climate things because Russia is cold, and when you eat this type of the food, it helps you to digest and to make your body warm.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is more about climate thing and habits of the people.
Yeah, and how did you adjust to the fact, that in India, it's a very normal thing to cook fresh food every day. So Indian wives, they cook like 3 times a day fresh food. It's not like in Russia, like you make soup for 3 days and it will stay in the fridge and then you can eat the same dish again next day or even the day after. Was it difficult for you to adjust to that so that you have to cook every day something new?
First of all, let's be honest, I have a maid. So she comes every morning and she makes lunch. Then she comes in the evening, she makes dinner. So sometimes I ask her not to come in the dinner because I'm trying to make something by myself. So for me, it goes only breakfast and sometimes dinner. So I don't find it difficult. Plus, I don't need to go to office. Then from office, don't need to go to supermarket. Then from supermarket, come home and start cooking. So it is not physically difficult. But yes, I knew that from the very beginning that I will have to do that 3 times a day. So I was ready for that, and it wasn't surprising, and I was like, knew that. So for me, it is fine. Even when we wouldn't have meat, I know that I will have to do such things. Plus, Indian food, it is not like cooking meat. Cooking meat takes time, 40-50 minutes. Making dal chawal takes 15 minutes. Making bhindi takes also 15 minutes. The main problem for me it is roti.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand.
All those
It
roti,
takes the long.
parathas, this is the chaos for me. I can cook them. I cook them only with my mother-in-law because she rolls it. I fry it. That we have a good teamwork together. By myself, I don't know. I won't be able. It is very hard. It is the most hardest thing for me.
Yeah, so you don't eat paratha every breakfast.
No, it is actually unhealthy and it doesn't help you to stay in fit. So we eat parathas once in a while, but it is not for everyday food.
Yeah, because I can see this is something what the Indians eat, especially in the north. They eat every day parathas. Either it's something aloo paratha or gobi paratha or I don't know, dal paratha.
We eat sometimes, but I don't know. Last time I was eating it somewhere 3 weeks ago, maybe. So it is not like a daily. It's not the daily routine. Salad for us is daily routine. We eat salad every day. Roti we eat quite often, like almost every day, every second day in the lunch. But not parathas.
Parathas are good if you because it fills you so much, then you don't need to eat again very soon. You can eat in 5, 6 hours and you still feel perfectly fine. For me, even one paratha is enough because they're really filling, but they're tasty. I understand what you mean. Then it's not maybe perfect for your figure, yeah, especially for women, but it's really tasty.
It is tasty. I love it. My parents also loved it. They say it tastes like pirashki with potato.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is tasty. I love it with a sweet chai, with a sweet tea. It's absolutely good. But the only thing I don't eat them, it is because it's unhealthy and I don't want to gain much. So we need to control
Yeah.
our calories, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to control yourself in India, I think, otherwise something not nice would happen. Extra kilos, yeah, are waiting.
But my husband loves parathas. He always asking me to learn make parathas. So it would be his the best day ever when I will make him aloo paratha by myself. He would be so happy.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand you because being Punjabi, my husband is like, he can't live without parathas. Of course, we don't eat it every day, only maybe on weekends, but there are more time. And he loves to cook himself sometimes.
Mm.
But really, it's a typical Punjabi breakfast, let's say. Aloo paratha or any type of parathas, yeah. With the yogurt, it's really amazing.
Hmm. So yeah, but still I'm learning. So I hope that soon I will learn this aloo paratha.
Yeah, of course. It's not that they are difficult. I'm sure you will learn it.
Hmm.
And my favorite question, which I ask all the girls, and because everyone has it in their own experience, what would you recommend to the girls who are in relation with Indian men, who are going to marry the Indian man? In order to prevent maybe some misunderstandings, some problems in the future, how to understand that the person is serious about you. Is it really important to meet his family before you decide that, yes, I want to be with this person? What would you suggest based on your experience?
Considering Indian man and according my experience, I believe that as soon as the boy told his family about you, it means that it's very serious relationship. And if he keeps saying that I will tell about you tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and time keep going, so it is not a good sign.
Yeah,
So, how to understand if your relationship is serious? If he treats you serious in this relationship, he should tell about you to his family members. In my case, it happened not like he gathered all the family and then stood up in the middle of the room and said that yes, I'm dating with the Russian girl. No. So he was doing it gradually. First, he told his siblings. Then I met his siblings, and then we were discussing, and then we got to know that they like me, I like them. The things between us, it's like a stages like that. So then his mother got to know about me, and the latest, the person was dad. But so it happens. So he don't expect from him that he will tell everyone in one day, but if he does it gradually, it's a good sign. If he keeps promising you that tomorrow never comes. This is how I believe the girl can understand if the relationship with Indian is serious. And of course, for every relationship, it is very important to trust each other, to support each other, and to respect each other. And it's not about a Russian and Indian relationship. It is about any relationship.
Yeah.
This is not like tips like the French boy you have to respect, German boy you have to love, and you American boy you have to take care of. No, it is not, doesn't work like that. You always have to do all these things to every person
Yes.
and receive the same things from that person to yourself. And whenever you see that you're giving and receiving the same things, then it means that this relationship worth of fighting.
Yes, that's true indeed. And I think it's very important to talk, to discuss different things before marriage, because there might be really big surprises afterwards, like anything, like especially when you have kids, which religion we will raise our kids, which names we will give to our kids. Do you want to work after you married or not?
Yes,
Or
yes.
would you like to stay at home? Because for some Indian husbands, it's very important that his wife stay at home all the time, take care of the family. For some, it's okay if wife works. So there are a lot of things I think you have to discuss in advance.
That's true.
Yeah, because there can be really a lot of misunderstanding later on if you don't really discuss all these things, especially with Indian husband, especially with, I think not even Indian, maybe I would say with any Eastern husband, because there are a lot of similarity.
Yeah, yes, I think I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree that talking to each other is very important thing, and building kind of a plans or checking if you look the same on your future. So
Yeah,
do you have the same plans on your life together? Because one person might thinking that the girl will stay at the house and wouldn't work, and the girl is planning to get the job, and they don't discuss it. How would they know then?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that's true.
So
And one thing I want to ask you, because you probably also getting a lot of messages like this. I'm getting them every day. Just one question from a lot of Indian guys. I think Russian women are very popular in India, it seems like, because I'm getting questions like how to find a Russian girl. It's my dream to marry a Russian girl. What would you recommend? How to find a Russian girl?
how to get married Russian girl? First of all, the person has to be sure that he really wants to get a married Russian girl, because Russian girls, trust me, are not that easy to handle with. They are sometimes they are rude, sometimes they are straight, sometimes they might not do whatever you ask for. So this kind of a relationship is not for everyone. First of all, person should be extremely sure that it is really important to get married Russian girl. So and again, I don't understand the difference between like Russian girl, French girl, uh, American girl. So it depends on your relationship with the person. Your relationship might be good, your relationship might be bad. And the way of your leading your relationship depends only on you and your soulmate. That's all.
And you see the comment right now. My dream is to for sure to marry a Russian girl. Why? Why Russian girl? Yes. I can tell the difference, Evan. Or maybe it would be interesting to know what are the difference, because for me, I can't understand that. It's like the same, like I want to marry only a German guy, or I want to marry only, I don't know, Latin American guy, because it's like you marry someone whom you love, you don't marry a nationality. It's kind of
Yeah, yeah. You marry the person, exactly your words. You marry the person who you love and who you want to spend your time with. It might be the girl from Africa, from
yeah.
Congo.
Well,
So, or don't know, boy from Philippines. So it doesn't matter. I don't believe in this colors issues. I don't believe in that religious issues. I don't believe on nationality issues, to be honest.
Yeah. So good point. Russians are polite and calm all of the time.
Not true. It is not.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's not right.
No,
Not true.
no, it is not true. It is just common thinking. But Russian people can be angry. Russian people can be sad. Russian people can disagree or has the own point of view on the situation. So it is wrong.
Yes, because everyone is different. You can't just generalize that all Russians are calm. This is kind of strange. There are very, I don't know, it can be, and it's not the same that all Indians are like that or all Russians are like that. So for me, it's kind of really strange where someone makes such statement like all Russians are calm or they're very kind. How do they know if they never went to Russia, for example?
First of
Never
all,
met any Russian.
we are all humans who are made of flesh and blood. And we all have the same blood color, and we all have the same diseases, and we all have the same problems. So my parents, when they came to India for the first time, my mom said like she came to me and said that they are just people. They are just the same people.
Exactly, yes.
And I said, like, what did you expect? The same two hands, five
Yes,
fingers on one hand, five fingers on another hand, the same legs, everything is the same. So we should believe in feelings, trust our feelings and our love.
yeah, like there is a comment, soul doesn't have nationality.
Absolutely true.
That's true.
That's
Exactly.
absolutely true. I agree.
Yes. And a last question I would like to ask you. You already mentioned that you can call India your second home. Now you feel like at home, and it's a wonderful thing that even after 5 months of living in this country, you really feel comfortable there. And question I would like to ask, okay, you are not living in India for a long time, but did this country change you in any way? And do you see your future only in India, like let's say in 10 years? Do you see yourself in India, or would you like maybe to live somewhere else because you are an international couple and many couples just like to live maybe in the wife's country or in husband's country or maybe in a third country? How do you see yourself?
I see myself in India only. Not because I don't want to live in other countries. It is because I want to be close to the family. I understand that my husband and I can go so anywhere we want, and we can raise our kids anywhere we want. But I want my kids have grandparents. I want my kids to have uncle and aunt. I want my kids have cousins and everything, because if we will move to another country, my kids wouldn't have them. So I'm more about family person. In the future, I hope that I will be able to transfer my parents to me, closer to me. So in a perfect picture of mine, we will be living all together in one big house, where the kids will have both of grandparents,
Yeah.
and having fun and have a good childhood where they can play, study, and be calm with a peaceful world and peaceful sky above them. So I don't want to go to another country. mm, and what was the
Yes,
previous?
I was asking you if India changed you in any way. Do you see some changes about yourself?
Again, going back to uh, uh, going back to my words. Which words? I forgot. I was reading the previous comment about the tips I will apply
In
in
Germany?
the upcoming semester in Germany. So then I forgot.
Yeah. Tips even can be applied in Germany as well. Yeah, and I was reading someone wanted to ask some question. I don't know, maybe if he wants to ask something, yeah, please ask because he wrote that it's a very important question. So while you are answering, yeah, maybe you can write your question.
I remember it. Now I remember. Going back to my words again and again, I'm talking about socializing in these things. The main thing which started to changes in me, it hasn't changed me yet, but it is. I keep thinking about it. Be more calmer while talking to people. Hold sometimes your emotions, like whenever, because Russian people, when they are angry, they are angry and nothing can happen, like, so the anger burst out of them, and even if the situation like finalized or finished, they still keep angry, and sometimes being angry we can say a lot of words which we can regret later on. So these things I'm trying to control them, and I'm not saying that I succeed in it. I do really make mistakes, but now I'm trying to be calmer in this way. Sometimes I'm trying to think twice or thrice before saying something, or being straight, or just be polite to person. So this socializing things might be like starting to changing me like that.
Yeah, I think it's important because we are different and we react differently. So not to be rude, not to look rude to someone or like, yeah, in India, people react differently and they're very sensitive in many things. They can feel offended or something, even if you say something without any bad intention. Yeah, I understand what you mean. So I didn't see the question. Did you see the question? Maybe I missed something because someone was I really wanted to ask something, but I don't. If someone want to
I'm
ask something,
very
just
curious of my question. Which question? I haven't seen it.
yes. I
Please
don't.
take my question.
Yeah, I just try to see if there was any question. No, I don't see. If someone want to ask something, because we are going to finish now, maybe just write it down. Yes.
So please do ask questions about Russian people. Maybe something interesting for you. So now you have a chance to ask.
Yeah. How to approach a Russian girl. Yeah, I see something else, but I don't know if this person is still watching us or.
Hello, girls. Hello.
I would say from Latin America perspective, we feel the things more than Indians. So imagine now.
Oh my God. That's so. I'm not going. I'm not going to Latin America then. I can. It is. India is quite hard for me. So.
Yeah, you can imagine how it would be in Latin America. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's difficult for many people to adjust. I think because they're so different. I can imagine how it would be even more difficult to Scandinavian people who are very calm, very, I don't know, they don't talk much, how it would be to adjust in India, where everyone is talking, everyone is curious. Yeah. You have to come, we are good. Yes, I know that Latin American people, they are really amazing. Oh, not amazing, sorry, amazing, sorry, I'm already in my word. Yeah, they're really friendly, very hospitable, maybe more like Indians, and they love people. They can just come to you on the street, start kissing you, start hugging you, even without knowing you. I think it is
I've
like
never
that.
heard of that. I never heard of that actually.
Yeah, because I had a friend, she was Belgian and she was married to a Brazilian guy, and she said it was a big shock for her when she arrived to Brazil for the first time, and people on the street were coming and hugging her, and she didn't even know who they are, and for them it's pretty normal, like to show the okay, hi, hello, let's kiss, let's hug, so it's normal.
I've never been to Brazil actually. Never had this experience, but it's cool.
Yeah,
All nationalities are different. All
yes,
cultures
of
are
course.
different. So yeah, and again, moving from one country to another, it's always difficult, and it doesn't matter which country from you're coming and which country to you going. It is always not that easy, and and not for everyone. Not everyone can take this big decision in the life.
Yeah,
Not because they're weak or scared. No, but just because it's everyone's life, and not everyone is ready for such changes.
I will ask this because I don't see any more questions. Okay, there is one question. Have you ever thought of working on Indian wedding? This is a really strange question.
As who? How can I work in India as a bride?
Yeah, as a bride,
As a waitress, as who can I be there?
yeah, because you know there are a lot of, especially I heard the Russian girls who are working, they entertain people, they dance or they do something, they meet people, receive people. Yeah,
I know that the girls dancing, belly dancers, or just go dancers in the club and everything. But I'm not a dancer. The people will pay me for should stop dance, please. Make her stop. I will pay any money. I don't want to see that. This I can do on Indian weddings. Yes.
yeah. It's not the right place for you. Yes, not the right work. And one more question I see. Do you really feel Russian girl can adjust in India?
It is not about Russian girl. It depends on the. It is personally thing. Person can adjust anything they need. It just depends what does she want. If she love person and if she finds the place where she moving to good, acceptable, reliable, of course she can. If person doesn't want, afraid, scared, or not feeling like, because adjusting to new culture, it's always giving like breaking yourself. So sometimes it is not doing something which you want, do as it has to be done as another people want to, without asking if it's logical, if it's not logical, if it's worth doing or not worth doing. So it is depends on that. It's not about Russian, American, Ukraine, Belgian. It is not about that. It is between your relationship only.
Of course, of course. I don't know why people always mention some particular nationality because I think it's not about that.
Adjusting Indian culture is possible, and it is not that difficult. That it is bearable, sometimes difficult, sometimes it's good, but it is possible. Depends on the person. So for me, it is quite okay.
Yeah, and I think one more similar question. Can you suggest how to approach Russian girl or some useful tips to impress her?
The useful
To
tip,
impress Russian girl.
not to say her on her second message that you're in love with her.
Yes, for sure she would run away straight.
That's not a good thing. Be yourself.
Yeah, but I think a normal person will not believe it. It doesn't matter Russian girl or any foreigner girl. I think if someone would tell me, okay, even when they see me or without seeing me, I love you, I would find it okay.
Yeah,
He's normal.
me neither. Me neither. Just tips for being with any person. It is just be yourself, and don't lie, and don't over speak or over tell things which are not exist. Just like be yourself, be honest. So, and make person to trust you, and then see how deep this relationship will go.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I think I don't see any more questions, and I would like to thank Katya for this wonderful conversation. A lot of useful suggestion, I would say. I hope Indian guys will listen to her and will learn how to approach Russian girl, how to behave with Russian girl, because anyway, or with any foreigner girl. Let's say again, I will not say only about Russians because we are in the end, we are all the same, like Katya said. And I think it was really nice talking to you again. And I also learned a lot because I'm not living in India. I know a lot about this country, but again, when you live there and when you like India but live somewhere else, it's still a little bit different experience. And I would like to invite everyone who is interested about life of intercultural couple in India, especially, okay, not only Indians, there are a lot of girls among my followers who are married to Indian men. I'm sure you will find a lot of interesting information because Katya is writing in English, so it would be understandable for everyone. And I would like to thank everyone who joined us today. It was really nice to see your questions. It's much more lively conversation, I would say, when you have to answer different questions as well. And I hope that we will meet again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's find some common meeting. It can be in English or in Russian as well. It was, I remember our last meeting. It was really wonderful.
Actually, we can decide on what theme. Next time we can discuss some theme between you and me. And the followers will have some questions. So we can choose anything like relationship or adjusting or food or something else. And then if what for followers will be most interesting thing, then we can discuss it, no issues. That would be
Or maybe we can ask the followers to write some ideas what they would like us to talk about, and then we can pick some topic. So please feel free to add some comments, maybe what you would like us to discuss in the next conversation, or maybe you can ask more questions in the comments because we cannot answer everything now. It would be too long, so you can write down all your questions, and if you like us to discuss in more detail some particular topic, please.
Please feel free, comment and send the messages, and then we will plan and arrange some
Yes, of course. Yes, we will meet you again. Don't worry. Yeah, there will be more interviews in English because I see there are a lot of people, of course, they don't understand Russian, and it's a pity that they can't participate, they can't ask anything, and that's why I ask everyone who can speak English that join and share your experience. So I would like again to thank you and see you again.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yes, soon, of course. That's right. See you soon. I will not say see you again, but see you soon. And I would like to wish you a wonderful evening. It's already evening time for you.
Thank you. For you too. It was happy
Thank
to
you.
talk. Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Take care.